UFC Fight Night, Kattar versus Allen. I'm gonna break down the entire main card, give my thoughts, and just share my opinions about what happened tonight. So, for starting things off, we have Khalil Rountree versus Dustin Jacoby. This fight was kind of weird. I really didn't think. At first, I was like, it's kind of a robbery, but then I was like, I don't know. It was kind of weird because it's like, on one hand, I thought that Khalil Rountree did a good job of imposing more of like his game plan, sort of like he hit Dustin Jacoby with a lot of shots, and I thought that those shots were more damaging. But at the same time, I really thought throughout the fight that the jab and the footwork and the bounciness and just the kickboxing experience that Dustin Jacoby had, I thought that it was just better than what Khalil Rountree was giving. The first round was very close. I gave it to just Dustin Jacoby, and honestly, I gave him all 3 rounds, but I gave him all 3 rounds very, very slightly. Only for the reason that he just had more output in every single round. Every round he had more output, and that's just facts. If you look at the numbers, it supports that. But I do think that when Khalil Rountree landed, he landed more effectively, and it hurt Dustin Jacoby more. But Khalil Rountree, he was waiting too much in the fight. All he wanted to do was just boom, hit him with that left, like that left, because he's a southpaw. He just wanted to land that left hand, and I thought that Justin Jacoby did a good job of really just prying at Khalil Rountree the entire fight. I thought that he did like such an amazing job at that because he was just poke, 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 boom, hit him with a straight or a hook, or in the body shots. The body shots, ooh, the body shots of Justin Jacoby were nasty in that fight. I mean, he landed some good body shots, and he had more leg kicks than Khalil Rountree. So overall, I just thought that Justin Jacoby should have won that fight. And I didn't think it was a close fight though, and I don't think it was a robbery. I could see why Khalil Rountree won the fight. At the same time, though, it was very, I don't know. I really did think that Dustin Jacoby just did enough. I thought he did enough to win the fight, and I just stand by that. What else? Anything else? I'm just looking at what I wrote down here. Yeah, I just wrote that Dustin Jacoby, he just was. I just thought he just was better. I just thought that he was more patient, and I thought Khalil Rountree, he just was swinging so much. But Khalil Rountree is so explosive that when he landed, it hurt Dustin Jacoby so bad. I mean, so bad. Like when he landed those hooks, and when he caught Dustin Jacoby with the shot, I mean, you could just tell that it was just Dustin Jacoby needed a second to like regather himself and like bring himself back to the fight. And I thought that that was like a vital part of why the judges probably gave it to Khalil Rountree, because Dustin Jacoby did a good job of just prying, but he wasn't really, I wouldn't say that he was very effective in damaging or hurting Khalil Rountree. And that's obviously one of the scoring criteria is damage. So overall, I thought that it was a close fight, but I thought Dustin Jacoby won. But he didn't, so whatever, he'll be back. And good for Khalil Rountree, if you watch his story's, I mean, it's amazing. Like, I think the UFC did a piece on it, and y'all should check it out because it's really, like, it's a really good story about, just him going through it and how mixed martial arts really just got him through this dark period in his life. Moving on, we got Frem versus Gore. Now, this fight, I was like, yeah, this fight was a weird one. It was a weird one because it's like, on one hand, Gore was doing so well with the wrestling, but then when Frem got up to his feet, I mean, he was just piecing up Gore, like just absolutely piecing him up. I mean, he was just hitting him with the 1-2, and the length of Frem was just too much. It was just proving too much for Gore. And I thought that in round 1, Gore did a really good job of holding him down, and then Frem eventually got to his feet, but Gore, he did a good job of controlling, and it was obvious that Frem was not at the level of Gore on the ground. That was very obvious. But also, it was very, very obvious that on the same side that Frem was just better on the feet, like substantially better, like just absolutely better on the feet. And so what really caught me off guard was why, like, I keep asking myself, why did Frem shoot the shot to try and take Gore down? It made no sense to me. He obviously knew, like that's just like why? I honestly cannot tell you why. I don't know why. You're piecing a man up. You're piecing him up. 1, 2, you're giving him two fucking three piece in a soda like Jorge Masvidal did with Leon. You know, like he was piecing him up, right? And then he finished his combo and shot, and then this man gets guillotined, like just absolutely guillotined. I mean, because he just tried to shoot a shot, and like he's worse. He was just worse at wrestling, and he knew this from the first round, and he still shot. I don't know if he was tired or like he was gassed or whatever, but I mean that was just really disappointing to see because it's like, why shoot that shot? Like, why are you shooting? Like, do not shoot. Do not shoot. If you're piecing a man up, if you're giving him a 1-2 and a soda, man, don't shoot. It makes no sense. And then Gore just locked it up, and I mean, it was over, you know. Frem did a good job of getting his back and trying to release tension on his neck, but I mean, it was just, at that point, it was over. I mean, there was nothing he could do, you know. Oh, it was nasty too when he let go of the guillotine. Like his head flew back like that. Yeah, Gore's a savage, and he's a problem. He really is, you know. He's very cocky, which is kind of annoying, but you know, he's pretty good, you know. I mean, what is he? What is he now? Like 2-2 in the UFC? I mean, obviously he was on the Ultimate Fighter and all that, but I don't know. He seems like he has a bright future, but if he's gonna compete at middleweight, he needs to really like step it up. And I don't know if he's even, how big is he? Let me look. Let's see. Tresean Gore. Let's see how big he is. He is 6 foot 185, which is actually bigger than I thought. I thought he was like 5'10", 5'9". But still, I just don't know. I mean, I really don't know. It just seems like he's too small, which is kind of weird, but I feel like he's too small for the weight class. Like he's, like if you watch Phil Hawes and what's his name, Dolidze, that, I mean, that's another. I mean, that was a banger too. But Dolidze, I mean, those guys and Phil Hawes, they look huge compared to Fremd and Gore. I mean, Gore looks like a midget next to like Phil Hawes and like Dolidze, from what I saw. I mean, he just doesn't look like he's like fully grown into that weight class, and I just don't know, like, it's just, that's such a hard weight class to, like, you need that, like, you need muscle, and like you need to be really filled out to compete, you know. Like those guys at the top are no joke, and they're huge, like Imanov and Strickland and Till and Duplessis and Dolidze. Like he's coming on the way into the top 15, and they're all just huge, and I just don't see that Gore is like big like that, you know. I don't know. Anyways, I'm kind of just rambling, but good win from Gore, and I'm excited to see what he has to offer in the future. Okay, next fight. Cortez Acosta versus Jared Vanderaa. Well, I ain't gonna lie, man. This fight was just, I mean, I was watching it. I was like, man, are you kidding me, man? Man, I feel bad too, because I feel like Cortez Acosta, like I know like he won the fight, but I just feel bad for Jared Vanderaa, because Jared Vanderaa, you know, I feel like, I mean, he's what, 5 losing streak? He's not. I don't know if he has any fights left on his contract, but he's not getting re-signed, you know. I don't think he's bad. I just don't think he's that great, you know. He's just, like, he just can't compete, you know. Like, that's the honest truth. He cannot compete with, like, any top heavyweights, like, in the division. Like, he just can't. Like, it's just not gonna go well for him, honestly. You know, and obviously, like, there's places for older fighters and fighters that aren't, you know, as skilled and stuff like that. But on that same note, it's like, you're a heavyweight. I just don't, you know. I mean, I don't know. Like, and the fight was just so, I mean, it was just so bad, honestly. Jared Vanderaa was, like, he just turned into a leg kick spammer. Like, that's literally all he did. Like, for 15 minutes, all he did was just leg kick. Like, he was so scared of Acosta's power that he just was just like, leg kick. And then Acosta, he was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna eat these. You know, I'm just gonna sit here and eat these leg kicks. I'm gonna eat these leg kicks. That's what he told him. Like, are you like, bro? This man, And then he kept having to go southpaw because his leg was all fucked up. And then it's just like you're watching it and you're like, God damn, man. Like, I don't know. Acosta really has to work on his defense and leg kick defense. I mean, I don't know. Like, he really does. Like, because that's just horrible. Like, he's going to get destroyed like that. You can't face anyone and not be able to check leg kicks, or like at least avoid them or have better defense against them, because I mean he was just going and he was just eating them. And like the only reason why he won the fight is because Jared Van Der decided just to not throw his hands at all. Like he was just like he pretty much could have fought with his hands behind his back and he probably the outcome would have been the same. Like he just didn't. He's just like, you know what, fine. I'm just gonna leg kick you. So yeah, I don't have much to say about this one. I mean, good win for Acosta, good introduction to the UFC off of the Contender Series, but he's got to work harder on like his leg kick defense. And I feel bad for Jared Van Der. You know, he seems like a cool guy, but hopefully he can have like a stint in like Bellator or the PFL or somewhere else. You know, like he's not bad. You know, he's just not great. You know, coming off a five fight losing streak, it's just, yeah, I don't know. It's probably just time to like part ways, you know, with the UFC, because he's just not UFC quality, probably, you know. And that's unfortunate to say because I like the guy, but I just don't think that he's able to compete, you know, at the highest level, you know. I mean, he's 30 though, so it's like he's got time to get back. I don't know. I hope the best for him though. You know, I'm not trying to hate on the guy at all. I think he's a good fighter. I just think that to be in the UFC and to be a heavyweight, you gotta be like, nowadays you gotta be somewhat versatile or have crazy power, and I just don't see those things from him right now. Moving on, let's go on to Tim Means versus Max Griffin. Okay, this was probably one of my favorite fights aside from the Dolidze and the Phil Haas fight. This fight was really good. I really like this fight because on one hand, Max Griffin came to fight, you know. I mean, Tim Means came to fight. Max Griffin kind of came to fight. And I thought that this fight really was interesting because Max Griffin in the first round, he came out and he was just boom, 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 like landing his shots. He was landing his shots easily on Tim Means. And Tim just looked slow and he just kind of wasn't throwing. And Max Griffin was just so active and his footwork was just better. You know, his footwork was just better. He was moving side to side laterally, and Tim Means kind of just plodding, boom, 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 boom. He was just plodding, you know. He wasn't really doing anything that was like gonna cause problems for Max Griffin, and Max Griffin just looked like he was just better, you know. And he landed some nasty shots. I mean, nasty. I mean, boom, boom. He looked like Conor McGregor when he faced Jose Aldo out there, man. I mean, he was just boom. You know what I'm saying? Like, he hit him with some shots. I'm like, damn, Max Griffin. I mean, he sat Tim Means down, but Tim Means was really good at closing the round out and getting back to his feet because his jiu-jitsu, you know, he really implemented it well to like cause some problems for Max Griffin. So Max Griffin didn't feel comfortable to finish the fight. You know, he threw up like a triangle, right? And then Tim Means got up to his feet because Max Griffin was like, I'm not really trying to play with that, which is very understandable because, you know, he's not trying to get submitted and he's just taking his time. And then in the second round, I thought that Tim Means turned it up more, and Max Griffin, I don't know where he went. His brain went to like Saudi Arabia or somewhere else like in the world. I mean, he was just not there. I mean, he threw maybe like, I don't even know. His output was like double less. And I was just shocked because I'm like, how are you going to come out so well? And he didn't even look gassed. He just looked like he's so hesitant. And it's not like Tim Means is really like out there like putting people out, you know? Like he'll put some volume on you, but he's not going to put him out, you know? Like Max, and I'm not sure why he was so hesitant. And I thought that Tim Means did a good job, you know? He was kind of piecing him up a little bit. Not really piecing him up, but he was just throwing more shots and he was landing more. And Max Griffin was just kind of like side to side still, kind of just, I don't know, he just was very complacent in that second round. And then I thought in the third round, Max Griffin really turned it up, you know? Those takedowns were really good, and that's what won him the fight, you know? The takedowns won him that fight. He got Tim Means to the ground. Tim Means, he's active guy. He was never gonna just be on his back. So he got to his feet one or two times, but the control time for Max Griffin in that round was like 3.5 minutes. So I mean, he pretty much just won the round off of that. And then Tim Means even reversed it too, which was crazy. I was like, damn, Tim Means, he's a savage. You know, he's a gamer. Like, he's coming to fight. You know, so that was really impressive to see. And then I thought like, and then Tim Means got his takedowns, and you know he reversed him 2 times, and he got him to the mat, and he even slammed him at the end of the bell, at the end of the round in the third. So that was impressive, but it just wasn't enough, you know. It just wasn't enough. That was it. Max Griffin was just better, you know. He was just slightly better. Actually, not slightly. That's kind of disrespectful, low key. He was better, you know. But Tim Means is a good fighter, and I hope to see more of him in the UFC. And yeah. Okay, on to the main event. Calvin Kattar versus Arnold Allen. I mean, I think we all can just agree here, man. That was disappointing. It was really disappointing, man. I was like, man, again, I really got flashbacks to Tom Aspinall with his knee, man. I'm like, what's up with these people and their knees, man? I don't know. Calvin Kattar, man. I feel for the guy, man. He's 34. Like, he's been in wars, you know. I just don't. Oh, man. I think I went away for a second there. My phone was at like 20%. My bad. It's very unprofessional of me. Anyways, so what I was saying is like, I got flashbacks, man. I got flashbacks to Tom Aspinall, and I was like, man, really? Okay, but let me backtrack a little bit. I thought that Arnold Allen, he looked good on the feet. He really did. Like, if you watch that fight and you think that Arnold Allen was like gonna lose or something like that, or like, I don't know, the way Calvin Kattar was moving, the way Arnold Allen was moving, I thought Arnold Allen was gonna get him out of there. I predicted that Calvin Kattar was gonna be too tough, and we're yet to see where Arnold Allen is in terms of stamina and being in a 5-round fight, and I think that that's important. And I think that Calvin Kattar gets better as the fight goes on. I really do. I think that he starts to apply that pressure and he starts to put that volume on people, and it makes them break. It breaks people. But speaking to that point, you know, at the same time, it's like, I don't know. Arnold Allen was hitting that man with some nasty straights, just boom, some nasty crosses just down the middle, boom, down the pipe. His left hand was just so sneaky, and it was just like, I feel like I was watching a master at work, you know? Like, his speed is just, Arnold Allen has crazy speed. Like, just amazing speed. I mean, he would just get in the, like, you wouldn't even see the left coming, and it was already there. You didn't see it coming, it's already in your face. And I feel like Calvin Kattar was feeling that. And he got hit with a big shot, and it made him stumble a little bit. And then Calvin got a little, just too reckless, and then he went for that flying knee, and then he landed in the land, and then you just see his, like, leg, and it just popped, and it was just bad, you know. But I mean, he's a gamer, man. He wanted to keep fighting, and he kept trying, but then he just stepped wrong, and he was just down, and it was just man. Yeah, I feel for the guy. I really do. I feel for Calvin Kattar. I know everyone's saying like Arnold Allen had a great performance, and I think he did. And I think that what he showed that he is a top 5 contender, hands down top 5. And I hope that they, you know, I think that I would love to see Arnold Allen versus Alexander Volkanovski. Like, that fight excites me more than Yair and Josh Emmett, because I just feel like Volkanovski is just too fast for those guys, and he's got too much output and just too much cardio for those guys. And he probably does still have too much for Arnold Allen at this point. And I think that Arnold Allen, honestly, I would like to see that fight, but if I'm Arnold Allen, like his manager or his teammate, I'd be like, man, try and get a fight against like Yair. Obviously, Brian Ortega, he's gonna be out for like another like 9 months, so he's not gonna probably want to fight him. But you know, maybe like a Yair or Josh Emmett. I don't know. I hope they don't. Nah, you know what? I'm gonna keep it with Bug, man. No, I'm not. I was gonna say like I hope like Yair gets lifted out of like an interim title shot, and they just do Josh Emmett versus Arnold Allen, because Yair is he's just so like pretentious about like being like, man, I just want to fight Alex, and I'm just waiting for my shot. Like, I don't like that. I never think that's a good idea. Like, you should never be doing that, because in UFC, it's just like a popularity game. It's like, oh, you're popular right now, so Yeah, you know, you got hype. Fans want to see it. Like, you got to fight to keep that up. You know, like Yair, what, fought in July, and he's not gonna fight till what, if Alexander defends his belt. I mean, not defends, but goes up to the lightweight to fight Islam Makhachev in Australia in March. Like, you think that what, it's gonna be probably a year? Like, he's probably not gonna fight till June or July to defend his belt, and you think that like Yair's just like, oh yeah, I'm next in line for the shot. It just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. It just doesn't make sense. And it really pisses me off because I'm like, really? Nah, like, this is what we doing? Like, is this really what we doing? You know? Is this really what we doing? So, yeah. Anyways, yeah, so I'm excited for that. I hope that Arnold Allen gets an experience against another top 5 guy. I don't know when Max Holloway's coming back. That would be a banger. Arnold Allen versus Max Holloway. That's a banger. That's a banger. I ain't gonna lie. That's a banger. I feel like we might gotta see that one. Oh boy, that boy. Oh, that's a test too. It really is a test. It'll show where Arnold Allen is. I think he needs more experience though. I really do, because you know, you see a lot of undefeated guys in the UFC and they're good, you know, but it's like once they get to like that level, it's like you see a lot of them lose that undefeated record because it's just so tough, you know. All these guys are tough. All of these guys were once undefeated prospects that were hungry, and I mean, not saying they're not hungry, but you know, all these guys are people that want to, you know, they're hungry and like they've been at the top, you know, and they know that it's not easy and you can't win every fight. It's just the UFC. That's just how it is, you know, unless you're like a generational talent, you know. So I think he needs another test or two, and I think that will show more and it'll give him more experience. You know, he needs a 5-rounder before he can fight in a title fight. You know, but yeah, sad for Calvin Kattar, but I'm happy for Arnold Allen. You know, fresh blood in the featherweight division, and hopefully that hopefully he gets a shot soon, and yeah, hopefully we see that matchup between him and Volk, because that's a banger right there. That's fireworks, you know. I think that Volk is probably still just put too much pressure on him, too much pace, and Arnold Allen probably can't deal with that yet. I don't think so, not over 5 rounds. And I think that Alex is just, I think he's just too much right now for him. But I could see, I do think that Arnold Allen will be champion one day. Just not when Volk, or maybe when Volk gets a little older, but not right now. Volk's on a different level right now. But exciting to see someone new in the featherweight division crack into the top 5, and Arnold Allen's a problem, and all those guys above him should be very scared because he is a very big problem. Yeah, so that's it for this card. Calvin Kattar versus Arnold Allen. I'm signing off, and please like and subscribe. Bye.